rjtichurch.com, driven by infinite wisdom and its proprietary trading systems. Year 2026. Join me for a live webinar on January 25th. We'll walk you through real historic algorithm trading signals and the process we use to stay ahead of major turns or new developing trends. When Netflix was flying high, when Wall Street confidence was at its peak, very few people were asking the most important question: was risk already building beneath the surface? But because of our powerful algorithms, we warned 5 months before that Netflix was heading for trouble. By mid-2025, Netflix had reached peak optimism, nearly $572.8 billion in market capitalization. Fund money managers and many others poured in, and who thought that a downturn was on the horizon as stock value soared. But on May 6, 2025, we issued a very clear warning from RJTI Church. Netflix is headed for trouble. This wasn't a guess or reaction. It was based on our proprietary market algorithms, which are unique and based on the laws of physics without the need to examine a company's earnings report, debt to equity, or other things analysts thumb through to find if it's time to buy or sell. Since that warning, Netflix declined over $418 per share from its high as of 12/19/2025, as we said such would come. Then after the decline began, Wall Street chatter and financial news stations found themselves telling you as a mainstream conversation what we had already forewarned. Our objective was a $500 per share drop to occur from any high made, and Netflix has fallen $417 per share, a decline of roughly $173 billion in market capitalization, 30.27%. How much was our algorithms warning worth from 5 months ago? After our warnings and sell signal in Meta, the stock declined by $184 per share. And just as importantly, we recognize when conditions began to stabilize. This webinar isn't just about predictions. It's about understanding how our algorithms work to see potential new or ending trends, how market structure can change, and yet we can identify these potential trend changes in advance as high as up to 95% of the time, and how professional trader commitments, institutional involvement doesn't matter. And if our algorithms agree with them, then fine. If they don't, then we prepare you before the headlines appear. The key to investing is having a good idea of when to buy and when to sell. That's all that matters. We aren't a newbie of 1 to 5 years, and we've worked for over 40 years to bring these opportunities. Trading stock and options involve the risk of loss. Please consider carefully whether stock and options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading stocks or options. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. The risk of loss in trading can be substantial. Carefully consider the inherent risks of such an investment in light of your financial condition.